everyone, it's Yetunde here, and in this quick video lesson we'll explore how to create deep and moving cinematic sounds utilizing some unique features found in Pigments. Let's dive straight into it. Music made for film and TV can be anything from haunting to deeply moving. Pigment's rich sound design capabilities allow for creating complex soundscapes and textures that are perfect for scoring and composition while adding its own little twist to it. This is how our final patch sounds. Now, let's deconstruct the sound and build it step by step. An important part of the sound is the two sample engine layers, which are routed in parallel to both filters, which then are also sent separately to the effects block A and effects block B. Let's start with the first layer. The first granular engine will utilize a bowed string sample that'll give our sound its basic character. Here's how it sounds. Let's make sure our VCA envelope has a relatively slow attack with long sustain and release values, so it moves and fades slowly. We'll also make use of the granular synthesis module, which is embedded into the sample engine. Here we want to randomize the start point of the sample as well as its size, and then change the envelope shape to the Gaussian mode. Finally, here we want to lower the density parameter, which defines the rate at which new grains in the sample are generated, and then we will modulate it with a slow rising shape of the function modulator. We can do this simply by dragging and dropping the function modulation source over the density control, and then adding the modulation value like this. Perfect! Now let's use the MS-20 filter to dampen the high frequencies by setting the cutoff to around 1000 Hz. And that's it for the first layer. Now we'll move on to the effects page, which will make a huge difference to the character of the sound. In this sound, we rely on 6 effects in the insert buses, plus 2 effects in the send. The first effect that we want to add is the June 6 chorus. We'll set dry and wet control to maximum to make the sound wider and more full in the stereo field. Next comes the multiband compressor using the above and below mode. The amount of compression should be around 30%. Now the first reverb comes in. We will go for a Hall mode, which will wash away a lot of the dry signal, making it sound almost underwater, disguising some of the granular sample movement, but keeping its character. Let's cut the low-end reverb to 200 Hz to avoid rumble and set a high dry-wet value to around 75%. Now let's cover the second sound layer. It starts with the second sample engine, which is using this harsh waveform resembling something between noise and rich harmonies. This one is also mangled by the granular engine, where we randomize the start and size controls with a triangle envelope set to 0.100 value. Next up, this layer goes to the filter B, which uses the Jupe 8 filter mode and dampens the sound with the cutoff set to around 600 Hz. Last but not least, this filtered signal is then separately sent to the FXB bus, which includes Hall, reverb, distortion for extra harmonics, and the multiband compressor for equally leveled frequency bands. Let's hear the sound with the effects on. Now we can go back to the synth page and activate the Engine 1 layer again to hear both layers working together. Here it is. The aux effects block contains another chorus for even more widening, and most importantly, the great shimmer reverb, which adds pitched reverberations, completing the sound with a sweet sprinkle on top. Let's hear the final sound in action with the shimmer reverb on. This one is quite unique as it includes the harmonizer mode, which is pretty useful when pitch shifting with values other than octaves. This prevents unwanted dissonance and keeps your feedback in harmony. Here's an example. Okay, that's really it. Hopefully this quick lesson showed you how to efficiently create densely rich cinematic soundscapes with Pigments. If you liked the video, make sure to leave a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. Thanks for watching and see you soon.